Even if you're conscientious about taking reusable bags on provisioning trips, you'll still find plastic bags turning up on your boat. Then they seem to multiply. But if you store them properly, they take up less room, and they'll be handy when you do need to use one. Hi there, I'm Carolyn Sherlock, and on this episode of the Boat Galley Podcast, I'll share 3 ways to store plastic bags so they don't totally take over your cruising boat. Now, today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Sailrite, the one-stop shop for all your do-it-yourself canvas and upholstery projects. From heavy-duty portable sewing machines to fabric, foam, and everything in between, Sailrite's outstanding customer support and free how-to videos empower you to sew for your boat, your home, and more. Visit Sailrite.com to get started on your own do-it-yourself journey. I mostly use reusable grocery bags. Still, I end up with some plastic grocery bags when I buy more than will fit in the 7 reusable bags that I have, or occasionally if I forget them, or somebody gives me something in one. But that's not all bad, as I do use the plastic bags for mini trash bags in our small waste baskets. If you're not careful, though, they seem to multiply in the cupboard and spill out everywhere. Depending on where you'd like to store yours, I've really got 4 possible solutions for you. Okay, the first is a fabric tube. You can buy bag holders that are basically a long tube in almost every grocery store, Walmart, or dollar store. It's easy to make your own also with just a simple drawstring at the top and bottom. If you knit or crochet, you can make them that way too. We used one of these aboard Cape Hall, left by the previous owner, and just hung it from a hook in a hanging locker. Since it's soft, there were never any bumps or thumps, no matter how the boat was moving. And that actually is what we're doing now on Barefoot Gal. And periodically, maybe once every year or so, I'll take it down, dump the bags out, wash it so that it stays clean. Okay, the second idea is sort of a variation on this. It's just using an old sock. If you don't care about being able to hang the bag container, you can stuff the plastic bags into an old athletic sock. That can make for good padding for noisy or breakable items in a locker, but it can also be a little less convenient when you want to stick one away or use one. Of course, you could add a hanging loop to the top of the sock, or just cut a small hole to hang it with. The third idea is a paper towel tube. You can also just stuff bags into a paper towel tube. It's a great way to take some along on, say, like a beach cleanup day, or to stick them inside a day pack for a picnic, or even so that you always have a few available when you go to the store, so that if you do have more than fit into your reusable bags, you can just reuse the plastic bag instead. Now, years ago, Jackie on Lively Lady sent me an email telling me that there's this wonderful way that you can do, basically it's origami out of your plastic bag, making them into little triangles. And she sent me a link for that. It's in the show notes. They're really handy to store. They're easy, and they're easy for you to take along in a purse, a pack, or your pants pocket, whatever. I think they'd be a great project, too, if you have a bunch of kids aboard looking for something to do. Get them to do this as a project. Now, you can buy much more elaborate bag dispensers than what I've been talking about here, but most of them that are elaborate lifetime type things are steel, and that really rusts easily aboard a boat. They're all larger and heavier, too, and I don't like that. The things that I have are basically free to very cheap, they're lightweight, and they're soft if you happen to bump into one. I hope this episode of the Boat Galley Podcast has been interesting to you, and that maybe you've learned something and thought about how you're going to store something on your boat. Please be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes, and if you feel like it, tell friends about our helpful tips. Thanks. The Boat Galley, making boat life better.